Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and welcome to another episode of Dad on a Budget. Today we'll be reviewing Iratus, Lord of the Dead. So we're going to do something a little different today. Typically, in these reviews, I structure them so that they're roughly 10 to 15 minutes long. I've got this all planned out on paper ahead of time, so I know what I'm going to talk about. Let me just tell you, these are some crazy times, and I'm just not feeling it today. So this is going to be more of a mini review. I'm going to live dangerously and just talk a little bit about the game and why I think it's good. Spoilers. So, what is Iratus, Lord of the Dead all about? Well, it's similar to Darkest Dungeon in the sense that you're going to be creating, in this game, you're going to be creating your monsters. In Darkest Dungeon, you're hiring them. Same thing, though. You're going to have a staff of minions, and you're going to be sending them off into various dungeon fights to hopefully survive and level up. Now, here's what I didn't like about Darkest Dungeon. I'm probably one of the few people that stopped playing Darkest Dungeon because I wasn't having a good time. Darkest Dungeon has very positive or overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, and in its own right, it's good. I'm not going to say it's not, but I didn't enjoy it. Reason being, and keep in mind I last played in 2016, so maybe there was a patch or two that changed some things. Back then, the strategy for Darkest Dungeon wasn't keep your people alive as long as possible, go to town and heal them, spend money. No. I tried doing that, and I didn't have the money to keep them alive. No, the strategy back then was, oh, is your character hurt? Do they have negative effects? Just get rid of them. Just hire someone new. You're meant to rotate out your staff on a regular basis so that everything is affordable. Or, if you're in a dungeon run, don't kill the last enemy. Sit there and spam your heal for 5 turns while you play around with the last minion so that you can heal your people in the dungeon so that you don't have to do it in town. It's that nonsense that made me not want to play Darkest Dungeon. I don't want to play a game that forces me to treat my staff like a McDonald's. Like, I don't want a revolving door of employees that come and go. I want to be attached to the people or the minions that I bring on board. And that's what Iratus, Lord of the Dead allows me to do. I've been playing this for several hours, and I haven't lost one yet. Again, I'm playing on the easiest difficulty setting, but that's another plus in this game's cap, is that I can play on easy, but there is a normal, there's a hard, and a very difficult. You can initiate the easy and the normal right from the gate. I believe you have to unlock the latter too. You have to unlock the hard and the difficult modes before you can access them, which kind of stinks. So in terms of progression, there are 5 floors in this, and you're going to start from scratch. You've got a Dark Lord that will level up as you play, and you've got your own talent tree too, so you can put points into various skills. Some of them are passive, some of them are active. Yes, you can actually use the spells that you're unlocking in your talent tree to assist your minions as they're doing combat in these dungeons. So in addition to leveling up your own character, your minions also level up individually, and what's cool about them is that they will have parts. It's weird. Whenever you assemble a minion, you're doing so by assigning them parts, like skeletons need bones, and the wraiths need ectoplasm, and whatever else. And these parts have different rarities, too. So if you find common parts, you can throw them together and form a skeleton, or throw them together and form a banshee, or form a dark knight, whatever. But then you might come across a green, uncommon part that you can use to create a monster, and they'll be even better. So there are a lot of different ways to improve your minions. In addition to that, each minion has their own XP system. As they level up, they will gain attribute points that you can spend across various categories, like there's physical strength, there's stress damage, there's magic resistance and armor resistance and different things like that, evasion. So you can cater your monsters that way. And there's also, you can upgrade your skills. There's like 2 different upgrades per skill. Going to the right might give you 3 accuracy and improve the skill by adding this. If you go to the left and pick the left mod for that skill, then you might get, say, 2 magic resistance, and it upgrades the skill in this way instead. So again, customizing your minions, customizing your Dark Lord, there's a lot of customization here. One of the reasons why I love this game. And again, Darkest Dungeon is good too, but I could never hold on to my characters long enough to fully enjoy their upgrade systems or to make them better, you know what I mean? So, again, there are 5 floors, and you're going to be progressing from stage to stage to stage. Now, one thing I don't like, Darkest Dungeon lets you grind. Okay, you can go back and grind and grind and grind and grind and level and level and level and level. You can do that. In this game, you can't do that. In Iratus, Lord of the Dead, it's sort of like Slay the Spire. You're going in a linear direction, and on occasion you can branch off into different directions. So, I don't like that. But there are 5 levels, and there are multiple rooms per level. So you're going to have plenty of time to unlock your characters, or to level up your characters and so on. Now, you start with 6 minions, but you'll be unlocking many more as you go. Now, when you start a new run, everything resets, except for the minions that you've unlocked by completing achievements. Like, to unlock the vampire, I think you had to convert a vampire 3 times, or to get this monster or minion, you had to unlock it, you had to do something special. Defeat 2 bosses. You know what I mean? So, as you unlock those are permanent from run to run to run to run. But everything else resets. Your talent tree, you start with basic minions again, and so on. So, yeah, I mean, as much as I don't like the fact that you can't go back and grind, it's okay. I don't mind it. I can get over it because there's a lot of playtime in one run. I didn't complete one run yet, but it took me roughly 2 to 3 hours to get through one floor. So if we take the math here, each floor is roughly going to take 2 to 3 hours. So at minimum 10, at max 15, roughly. So 10 to 15 hours per run is what you're looking at here. And to me, that's a lot of playtime with the monsters that I've got. So I'm quite happy. Now, if the run were only 10 minutes long, like in Slay the Spire sometimes, I'd be like, you know what, no, I don't like that. I want persistence. No, each run is 10 to 15 hours, so you don't have to worry about that. So, as far as what I thought about the game, as you folks know, and probably have figured out at this point, I really enjoyed it. I like this 10 times better than Darkest Dungeon. And I have a feeling that there are going to be some people out there, if not already, that look at this game, Iratus, and go, well, this isn't Darkest Dungeon, so I'm just not going to play it. It's just, no, it's not worth my time. It's not Darkest Dungeon. There are people out there that have the mindset, and this is true about me too sometimes. There are some people that go, well, it's not exactly like the thing that I like, so I'm not going to give it a chance. I was that way with Star Trek, if you can believe it. I watched Star Trek the original series, I watched Star Trek The Next Generation, refused to watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine, refused to watch Star Trek Voyager because those 2 things were not the Star Treks that I liked. But I gave the other 2 a chance, and I love them now. So, it would be nice if folks out there gave this one a chance. Even though they're diehard Darkest Dungeon fans, they might find something they like here too. Okay, so because this review is slightly different than my other Dad on a Budget reviews, I'm going to ditch the Picard scale. Don't worry, I got a backup. We're going to be using the Kirk review scale. So, on a scale from, what do you mean my blood pressure's high, to, what do you mean she's pregnant, I'm going to give this game an oh my. Alright, so there you go. I hope you found this review helpful and informative. I did stream this while the game was early access. It released just recently, but while the game was early access, I streamed it for a good hour or 2. So if you want to learn more about the mechanics and what the gameplay is like, go check that out. If I remember, I'll put a link in the below description. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.